Hello everybody, Tom with Nature's Nectar. Alright, what we got here is we're going to do two things. We're going to do a spring cleanup. Actually three things. We're going to do a spring cleanup, we're going to do a reversal, and we are going to move this hive because as you can see it's where we're going to be passing out bees, and this would not be acceptable for all the guys working. So, as you can see, this hive is one of my problem childs, and it needed to be fed in a bad way. So I've already take this off. Now I recommend leaving these covers on because for one, it's not going to hurt the bees, and two, you don't know the weather. So this hive has a feeder pail on it. It's about empty. Hive tool. Give a quick smoke. That's what's left of a full pollen patty in about, I'd say, a week and a half. So we definitely want to keep those pollen patties on there and keep them plentiful, especially this time of year. Now they are bringing in pollen. As you can see, that bee right there has got pollen in its basket, but right now it's just tree pollen, so it's not the best pollen in the world. Okay. You always want to set the hive like this in the springtime, even though it is almost 80 degrees right now in April. But you don't want the wind to blow through there and chill that brood that's in there. So as you can see, we've got plenty of bees down at the bottom, plenty at the top. Just in case, give these guys a little bit of a smoke. Now we're going to check that bottom board. That box was mildly heavy, so you can see the feed worked really good on it. But this box is extremely light. And we ain't got much for dead bees, so that's good. So we'll just clean that out. If there was a lot more than this, I'd just put it into a box. But this is pretty marginal for as far as dead bees. So this colony's doing really good. So I'm going to go ahead and do a reversal on it. Before we do the reversal, let's put this back on there, and let's go over here and we'll check this hive. You see that tool works super slick. It's the hive tool we got at the shop. It's got the little J hook on it. Just put it in there, lift it up, and it makes getting these frames out really easy. Again, I'll show you the J hook. Just stick it in there right past the ears. Crack it, pull it up. It's almost so easy, it's beautiful. Okay, nothing for brood in there. A bunch of pollen on the outsides left over from last year. A little bit of honey. This side. There we have brood. And you can see there's some bees there with some pollen. And if you look right here, we have a bee that is emerging right now. Just coming out for the springtime. So that's really good to see. That's a big size brood pattern for this time of year. That's nice. That's what we want. Same on the other side. You got some mixed larvae and some brood. Don't see any eggs on this one, but fairly confident we have a good queen in there. So I'm just going to stick this all back together. I'm going to do my reversal. And I'll show you how to move it. We'll be back for part two. So I've done my reversal. I've just basically taken the top box and put it on the bottom. Now typically this is a 3 deep system, but I've already removed the bottom deep that was completely empty. So I cleaned that out. So this was the very top box. This is going to go on the bottom. And that is the middle box, which will now be on the top. Now, with the pollen patties, I'm going to do another full patty. They've eaten one full patty already. I'm just going to go ahead and give them another full patty. And now I've done my reversal. Now I'm going to put another patty just off to the side in the center here, because if I still need to feed, I want to keep this center hole open. So I'll puff them down a little bit so I can show you that. Now you can push that down a little bit because that pollen patty is going to keep it up, but now I still have a big enough hole. If I need to still feed, I still can. Now, moving the hive. Typical rule, 3 feet or 3 miles. And what that means is, if I wanted to move this hive to the bee yard, which is right over there, I would only be able to move this 3 to 5 feet a day. Then I'd have to do it again and again and again. This hive, I'm actually going to move it all the way to the shop. So this is, it's going to be far enough away where the bees cannot try to come back home. So they're going to reestablish a new home at the shop. How I move it is, and you can do this with a feeder pail on here too. So pretend the feeder pail was on here, take the cover off. You can go with the ratchet strap right over the top of the feeder pail and ratchet strap that down and push that all down. Right now I'm not going to throw the feeder pail on. So I'm just going to go like that. Put the ratchet strap on. Tighten that up. Now, if it was really heavy, you could put, you can see I get my hand underneath here. So I could put a 1-by underneath there. You can put 2 1-bys, so then one person grabs it on each end and you pick it up like this and you can move it where you want. This hive is still pretty light because it's early. As you can see, I can just pick up the whole hive and move it where I need to. So now I'm going to wait until night. I'm going to come back. I'm going to plug up the entrance. I'm going to put my entrance reducer back in at the smallest setting. I'm going to put my corks in. Now I took this cork out just to clean out the hole a little bit. But I'm going to put all the corks back in, put the entrance reducer in, plug up the entrance reducer on the smallest hole, and she's ready to move. There you go. We got a reversal, pollen patties, and a move all in one shot. Thanks for watching. Tom with Nature's Nectar.